everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to build an historic town on the ancient floating island. This is going to be a two-part build. It's pretty big, but I'm going to break it down into areas so you can follow along easily. This is going to include a train station, an old town, a new town made of Victorian homes, and a shipping dock. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any new builds coming to you soon. So let's get started with a walkthrough. That way you can get an idea of everything we're going to use in this build and where they're placed and how to arrange it. First, we're going to start off at the shipping docks. So for this part, you can use like Mulan's training bridge. I used the custom rugs and turned them into wood planks like I did in previous builds. So for the shipping docks, you're pretty much just going to use any kind of clutter that you want. There's no specific items. You can decorate it with any kind of like boxes or bins or anything that you would get coming off of a boat, bringing to like an area. I use like fabric and stuff from Cruella, some boxes, luggage, pretty much anything. I also wanted to keep like a little pirate area in the corner, so I made gold piles. So back here, I used a little sitting area along with some buried treasure. And then I lined the docks with like chairs for seating. And once you're done with the dock, you're going to move through the opening of the arch and it's going to lead you to the train station. So this is going to be like the centerpiece for the island. I used some of the buildings from like the Cruella de Vil area and mixed it with the items from the premium shop for the tulip. So I wanted to add some little shops back here, so I used like the flower station and the food truck. You can use anything you want. And in the corner, I used the portal as the end piece since it takes up so much space. So I used the Oswald train tracks. I didn't use the new ones since the Tiana train wouldn't fit on it. On the left side, this is gonna have a feeling of like an old town, like a village. So I used all the houses that kind of matched each other. It ended up all having blue roofs. It wasn't intentional. So for this area, I used things like a marketplace, items that you would just gather, anything wood and old looking. It kind of matched the vibe. So the idea is to make this the historic town, and then on the opposite side of the train station will be the new town with all the Victorian houses. So there I used like some marketplace items again because it matched his house. I was really excited for the train station items. I love using train builds. And these arches were perfect for creating like a tunnel like you would see when you go to a train station. And the characters love sitting on the chairs and benches. It's so funny to me. Again, you'll see just like luggage thrown around, a little telephone area, and then I love the clock in the middle with the water shooting up. Is a great centerpiece inside of the train. So now we're going to make our way up through this area and into the new area where it's going to be all the Victorian houses. So these houses are actually bigger than the other side, so I had to adjust the way I did my spacing and my pathing. So this one's going to be like a little bit tighter, so I couldn't fit as many items as I'd like because the spacing on the houses alone are huge. So you can use any kind of decorations that you want, anything that fits. It's pretty limited. I just decided to go with flowers to line the train tracks and the sidewalks. And again, I just used a telephone booth because I figured you would see those thrown around. So now that we actually got to walk through the build, you can get an idea of the things we're going to use, where you want to put items. Let's get into the speed build. So for the speed build, it's going to be a two-part build. I'll start off with the docks, and then we'll take a break and go into the actual town. So here, for placing, you're going to want to have a line. You can place your line anywhere, but it needs to be 17 from the very edge of the beach going back. So you want to count 17 spaces and then draw a line all the way across, and this is going to be your working area. So you'll see the town and everything in the back. You can ignore it. You're going to start building on your line that we created. You can still leave the line down and then delete it once you're done with the buildings if you like, as using it as a guide. And with the trees on the end, you have a lot of space and wiggle room to move them, so just do those last if you'd like, or just move them around once you get your placement for the bridge and for the dock and the buildings. So for the placement of the rugs that I turned into wooden planks to use as the dock, you kind of want to center them. That doesn't have to be exact. There's so much space with this build that you can do and customize to your own liking. Like if you wanted to move the dock forward, you could. If you want to move it backwards, it's however you want to build it. I left some space along the edge of the border so that I could add rocks and pathing. we have built our shipping docks. This should be your final result, and this is how it will look in the end. Again, you have so much space to create things your own way. This is kind of just a guide on what I chose to do. So now that we're done our docks, let's move on to the town. So for the town, we're going to pick up where we left off on the back side of our shipping docks. You're going to line it with some brick, and it's going to touch the back of the building. And then from there, we're going to work our pathing down to the end of the border. So I just want to show you how everything is going to look for the pathing, and then I'll actually break down each area and let you know the spacing and the counts for each of them so that you can follow along. But for now, this is to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Keep in mind, for the pathing, when we get to the neighborhoods, you can make them smaller or larger, whatever you prefer.